Speaking of news, armpit hair. Is it back?
Nasty Labs. Nasty Labs.
Welcome to the Nasty Labs podcast, legally the best podcast. We're part of the HyperX Podcast Network, and we're the podcast from Game Studio Chuhai Labs, where we talk about games, game dev, Japan, and whatever else comes up. As always, we're your hosts, Kinsey and Mark, so open yourself up a Chuhai and let's
go. Kinsey, Burke. It's good to see you. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. We're back from Tokyo.
Yeah.
That was a blast. More on that later.
No. No. So what's been new with you, huh?
Well, I happened to go to this really awesome show.
God. All right. So, I guess we're just getting right down to it. Last weekend was my birthday, and I'm not big on birthday celebrations, but my band, Nice Legs, go to weareniceLegs.bandcamp.com for more all free music. My band was performing our first show in 2 years.
That's so
and
awesome.
You were kind enough to come out.
Mm-hmm.
We played here in Kyoto at a place called Pop Pizza.
By the
Great pizza.
way, yeah, best pizza, I think, in Kyoto.
Fact. It is, shout out to Pop Pizza. It is fantastic pizza.
Yeah.
Then, oddly enough, we played at Louie Burger in Kyoto the next day. Kobe the next day. And we went from playing at a pizza joint to a burger joint all in one weekend.
Y'all just love good food.
That's what it was. Yeah, so we played on my birthday, like a show. You sang karaoke.
Sang some karaoke.
What did you sing?
I sang the song I always sing. So once you go to karaoke with me like 3 or 4 times, you're more like, oh. But if you're drunk,
Yeah.
instead of an eye roll, you get, Kinsey, it's your song.
Oh, right.
Yes.
And so
That's always 99 red balloons.
you
in
sing
English.
That? Yeah, right. Oh, good choice. Because you said last time you tried to do it in German because you thought you could wing it.
I did think okay, so.
Okay.
A lot of places in Japan, they only have it in German. So if I want to sing it, I just put on the German music and then hope to God I remember the lyrics.
Do you remember the lyrics?
50-50. Everyone's a Captain Kirk, every verse.
Everyone's a Captain Kirk. That's pretty cool. So before you get to it, at our show on Friday, we couldn't find us an opening band for some reason. So we were like, you know what? Let's just do punk rock karaoke. And Kinsey is a proponent of karaoke. So this is not the Japanese style where you're in a booth.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, the stage where we played, we just cleared all the instruments off and said, okay, get up here, everyone.
And it was great because they did it just via YouTube.
Yeah.
So that
Many
means
songs.
you have so much more
Yeah.
music than you have at most of those like the Joy Sound Carry booth or the Big Echo, like any of those that only have this library.
And the songs the quality was better, I think.
It was great.
Yeah.
And they had my long lost karaoke song from the US that no place in Japan has.
Right.
Punk Rock Girl by the Dead Milkmen. It was my first time singing it in Japan, and I was so excited. Even though, when the fuck does that guy breathe?
Okay, hold on. So Punk Rock Girl by the Dead Milkmen. I'm a huge Dead Milkmen fan. I have definitely been seeing Joe Jack Talcum, the lead singer. I've seen him 3 times. I love them. But when that song came on, when you were playing, I immediately was like, this bitch gonna sing this?
It's really hard to
are
sing.
You fucking crazy?
Yeah, if you've never heard it, look it up because all the verses are so close together. He talks so fast that for a long time I was convinced that this song would never be played live because it's pieced together.
Yeah.
That's how much he doesn't breathe. And I usually have to skip at least half a verse somewhere just to be like
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just that he sings really in a fast pace with a lot of syllables, but he also changes up the cadence.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to do.
It's hard to sing
when it fucks with you all like that. You were great though. I was
Yay.
I was singing along with you the entire way, and also being like, "Oh man, this is a tough one."
It's hard to sing.
Did you sing only the 2 songs that time?
Yeah, only the 2. One guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, I heard you know Disney songs. Will you sing Part of Your World with me?"
What is Part of Your World?
It's wrong song.
A Whole New World?
A Whole New World. From Aladdin.
Right.
And he was like, will you be my Jasmine? And at that time, I'd already sang and yelled a lot during the night.
Right.
I'm like, I will if you want Smoker Jasmine. And I was like, I strongly encouraged him to find another Jasmine.
Right. Who was that? Was that our friend Miguel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he found someone else who sang a different Disney song, and then she like knocked it out of the park. And I was like, that's her.
That's the lady.
That's the lady,
dude.
because it's
Like,
not this one.
Now, yeah, imagine coming to a punk show and then everybody's playing punk rock karaoke songs, and then homie steps up and does some Disney songs.
And he did the R&B version. It was great.
it was a good night. I'm really grateful you came, and I'm really grateful everyone else did. You should see us. Somebody broke their arm after the show. One of the people from Sable, the game developers. He didn't break his arm. He fracture. I don't know.
Fracture is the same as break.
Whatever, you fucking scientist. I didn't go to dang college. I can't learn good. Yeah. So it was a good ass weekend. How was your weekend? What did you do? You went to a beer fest.
Yeah, I went to my very first Japanese beer festival,
Right.
and it was the Beer Bravo Beer Carnival over in Osaka, and it was so much fun because and I'm learning more and more about the craft beer scene here because it's way younger than the craft beer scene is from Seattle, where I'm from. So one of our coworkers, Denver, was actually telling me that a lot of the breweries there were less than 2 years old. Either they were well established, been there a long time, and been there a long time, also kind of code word for actually owned by Big Beer.
Of course.
And then, or they're less than 2 years old. So so many more are popping up, and there were so many cool flavors. I just went ham on ham. I just went ham on fruit beer. There were so many good ones. I had a blackberry beer. I had a peach one, an apple one. There were so many awesome fruit beers, and they had a dark saison, which I've never had or heard of or anything, and it was
never
great.
will again because it was
never will again.
terrible.
But it was great.
Right.
It was so much fun, and they had way better food than an American beer fest. They just had the more Japanese festival yatai style, where they just have all those festival
food stands.
Yeah, food stands. So they just always have the key ones, gyoza, takoyaki, yakisoba, all of that kind of stuff. But it was great.
This is carnival food. It's not. I mean, it's fine. It's carnival food.
I also saw the cutest dog I've seen in all of Japan. So
yeah, it was a snoogle.
a schnoodle.
Oh God.
A schnauzer poodle. But it basically just looked like a regular mini schnauzer, but slightly curly and fluffy. It's great.
Kinsey grew up with schnauzers and
Best dog.
And you say schnauzer really funny.
Wait, schnauzer. Is that not how you say it?
You changed it just now.
Wait, schnauzer. Wait, how did I say it before?
I don't know. I'm just bullshitting you. No, you grew up with them, so therefore, whenever you see them, you're start to frothing out the mouth.
Schnauzer.
Schnauzer. Oh God, they got the best dog. The best dog. And you become a dog whenever you see one. It's you. I have never seen you see one, but you always talk about when you see them.
I saw this schnauzer.
Oh, yeah, it's an important detail. I like that about you.
So the best thing about schnauzers is, hello fans. As part of the HyperX Podcast Network, we're letting you know that this year is HyperX's 20th birthday. To celebrate, they're offering some great deals on their award-winning gaming gear.
If you're in the market for a new headset, a new microphone, blue light blocking eyewear, or any number of other high-quality, HyperX products, head over to hyperx20.com to check out all the birthday deals.
Once again, check out HyperX 20th birthday sale over at hyperx20.com. And now it's time for What Up, where we talk about what we're playing. Mark Lentz, what are you playing?
Oh, man, you always throw the bone to me first. All right.
Schnauzer bone.
It's that Schnauzer bone, baby. Yeah. So maybe last week on Twitter, I saw something pretty interesting, and it was a guy named Mikey Mike, Metroid Mike, maybe. I'm gonna put the link below on this. He developed a whole a tribute to Super Mario in Super Mario Maker 2. He made a tribute of what he thought Super Mario 5 would be.
Oh, that's cool.
And so he made a whole entire world on Super Mario Maker, and he called it Mikey Mike Presents Super Mario Bros. 5. And it's his idea of what would have been like if they had ever made a sequel to Super Mario World. And
So is it in that art style, the Super Mario World art style?
It's actually all of the art styles.
Oh, okay.
And
That's cool.
it's a complete world. There's eight worlds, just like any classic Mario, and each one of them has I think they have 8 levels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know. But the really unique way that he presented this, like the game, it's not overly hard. It's just Mario hard.
Okay. Yeah.
So it does get more and more difficult. There are some like leap of faith jumps, but they're well planned, and by then you should have gotten used to how the difficulty ramp. Like there's nothing that's
Makes
like
sense.
surprising.
That's cool.
And they also give you like ample one-ups like all the time, so you're never faced with like the dilemma of what to do.
So more like standard Mario versus what we all know Mario Maker to be now, where it's all just like really hard.
No. I mean, honestly, this is a very good attempt at actually becoming Super Mario 5. And one of the really unique things that I think he brings to it is he each new level, you just beat a level, you're going into the next level. Each new level, you start at 0. You start at small Mario, and it's that way of saying like this is a new puzzle.
Oh, okay.
So you can't bring the fire flower from the previous stage in, nothing like that.
Okay.
Like you're just back at 0 no matter what, because they want you to see the puzzle as it was meant to be.
Okay.
So because a lot of puzzles are you have to be small and you have to go under this, or if you had a fire flower, or if you had a leaf or whatever, like you could be overpowered from the get go. Like they want you to.
So each level is like its own like small experience.
Every single one, it's the absolute best. I got nothing else. I don't know how to like really describe this. This guy put in, I would guess, 6 months or more of like real work into this. Like I don't know,
That's dedication.
Like maybe more, to be honest. Like it was just fucking phenomenal. And also, I hadn't played Super Mario Maker 2 basically since it came out, and there's been so many updates along the way that I didn't even know about. Like one for example was now there's a mushroom that turns you into Super Mario 2.
What?
So if you're playing the game and you jump on a Goomba, nothing happens. You start riding it.
Oh.
And you could pick up the Goomba and throw
What?
it. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
And then there was another one that was you could turn into Super Mario Land Mario. The one the fire flower from that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember that one. It's one fire flower and it bounces and it collects coins.
I love the Mario Land game so much.
I know you do. I think they're really neat. I went back and played them.
Got to get that bunny. You got the bunny ears?
It's not. I know you love it. It's not the best Mario. It's a very, very, very good Mario. But it is.
It's like the first game with Wario.
Sure. That doesn't
make it good. I know. But
no,
it's really
it is
fun.
a very unique game though. And
the music is phenomenal.
The music is phenomenal. But long story short, Mikey Mike presents Super Mario Bros. 5 for Super Mario Maker. We're gonna put the link below. Fucking get it. It is a 10 out of 10 for people that like old school platformers. It is not too hard. It is really hard, but it's not like beyond anything a Mario fan would be used to. Get it. So now I'm going to say to you, Kinsey Burke, what on earth are you playing right now?
So now for something completely different.
Uh-oh.
But also what the rest of the internet is playing from what I've seen.
Among Us.
I've been playing Trombone Champ.
All right.
What a silly, just fun game. I just have like a smile on my face the whole time I'm playing it. And like, I already really it's a rhythm game and you're playing a trombone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of funny from the get-go. Like, I remember when I very first started playing it, it was like, pick your character. And it was like, make your tromboner. And I was like, like is that what a trombone player is called? I don't think so. I think it's a trombonist, right?
Not anymore.
Now it's a tromboner.
It's tromboner.
That's hilarious. And like, so if you've ever heard a trombone, and I used to play trombone years and years and years ago, and I really struggled to make it sound good.
Right.
And there are a lot of people who can make it sound phenomenal, obviously, but I am not one of those people. And I played this game the same way. So it's a rhythm game where obviously, it's all about timing and hitting the spots for the music.
Right.
And it has all the like not unlicensed, but like eminent, what is it called? It's not eminent. Fuck.
Eminent domain.
Copyright free music.
License free or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like, the Star Spangled Banner and like
Right.
Beethoven and God Save the King and
Yeah, she did.
all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, I was playing like "Oh Canada" and I was like, this is the saddest version of "Oh Canada" I've ever heard, just because of how bad I am at it.
Can you do an attempt at what that sounds like?
Do a mouth trombone?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's like. Does it sound like a trombone? But not as wavery.
Dude, give it up, dude. Give it up.
Mouth trombone.
So the game's a rhythm game,
Yeah.
ultimately, except you try to stay in key as well.
Yeah, because like you're on this like basically your mouse is on a slider, and that is like the pitch of the note, and then the notes are coming at you obviously like most rhythm games, but then if you're slightly off, then the pitch is slightly off, and it sounds hilarious. It's great.
Right.
And if you like waver at all, it's like like it's great. And I think my absolute favorite part of it though is just how silly like the visuals are. Like for example, "Oh Canada," they have like fucking clip art beavers and stuff going by the screen, and all of a sudden there's just like maple leaves and beavers and mounties, and it's like very like I don't know, almost like early internet meme looking.
Yeah,
and it's kind of great.
Something really. So I haven't played the game, but I've watched you and our coworker Liam play it, and the thing that I like about it so far is like the facts that you get after or in between stages.
Yeah.
Do you have any examples of those? 'Cause
I
they're fake. They're all lies.
Not all of them though.
Well, they're lie-ish.
So they have like trombone facts, and then you can also collect like collectible cards that are like famous tromboners.
Right.
But they also have a whole thing about baboons, which I don't actually know why. But so they also give you baboon facts, and there's a song that's just called Baboons. And I'm like, I don't know the song, but obviously there's a lot of clip art baboons in the background. And I just really love, the artistic combination of tromboners and baboons.
Yeah. So I think
It's the new heffalumps and woozles.
I think they are all lies. I think that like they're not lies in the world that they're developing.
Yeah.
It seems like it because like a lot of them are like there are more trombones than humans. Like obviously,
like that.
Like
yeah. It's kind of great though, and it's like also tongue in cheek and fun, and like and it's not that expensive. So just if you want to play a game that you have a dumb smile on your face, like even if you're not good at it. At least in my experience so far, it's not the kind of rhythm game that kicks you out of the song if you're doing poorly.
Right.
So then you can just laugh and listen to yourself fail, but it sounds hilarious. It's great. It's been a really, really fun game to play, especially, getting off work. You don't want to play anything too heavy. To play some Trombone Champ.
So one thing that I was watching, trying to understand without having played it, when you control the pitch with the mouse, right?
Correct.
And if you were to let's go up, the pitch goes up, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go up and then leave the mouse be, does it automatically go back down?
No.
That way you're always fighting the note?
No.
No, okay.
Like, it kind of, like, I've noticed when I play, it really only cares about the up and down. My mouse is always, like, over here, and then I have to bring it back.
Sure.
Like, when I play. But, like, it just...
Because I was wondering about the
like,
fluttering.
auto-moving.
Yeah, I was wondering why, like, what the challenge, like, if you were to get the right note, why wouldn't you just let the mouse be and then...
Because, the notes change a lot.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So, and you don't really have time, I think. I guess you could, like, set it there, let it go, pick it back, like,
Right.
if you were, like, really good. But I'm not that quick.
Yeah,
So,
it
and
looks really fucking hard.
Yeah. And I like that hitting the actual note can either be the mouse button, or what I do is it can be any button on the keyboard. So then I just have one hand on my keyboard, one hand on my mouse, and it's and I really like that they did that.
That is really cute.
Makes it really
man.
fun.
Yeah, like so. Where can people get the game? Where like what's? Tell me more about the like logistics of playing this fucker.
You can get it right now on Steam.
All right.
And my pro tip is to change the mouse because it is auto inverted. And so like down is up and up is down. And it was really hard for me to play, even though I'm an inverted person, like in first person shooters. But it was really hard at first. So just go to, if that is hard for your brain too, go to settings and uninvert that mouse because that is default.
It seems really logical to me, but I haven't played it.
It's so weird because I prefer inverted most times. Trombone is not one of those times.
Yeah. Hey, can you name a trombonist? Besides Glenn Miller.
It's the only one I knew.
Tight.
Mr. Trombone Man.
And they all die mysteriously. That's all I've learned. Like if you play trombone, you will die mysteriously.
Ooh, mystery. Now I need like a cool like whodunit like tromboner movie.
Tromboner.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dan Gorman. I'm one of the Chew High Labs Discord mods, and I am back again to tell you to play this shit. Today, I am recommending that you play Hack by Super Try. This is a glitchy, roguelike, dungeon crawling game that has you battling through levels of lo-fi monsters and exploring a pixelated wilderness and other random fun places. If you're somebody who has more experience with roguelites, like Hades, or more, twitchy action games that have the rogue sort of light feeling to it, and you're looking for something that resembles vintage computer RPG rogue games, Hack is a great place to start because it takes the established classic game genre, adds just enough modern quality of life elements, things that will be recognizable to you, and then it stuffs it full of charm, surprises, humor. It's just great. You can even play it with video settings that range from super crispy pixels to distorted vintage CRT glowiness. So you should check out Super Try on itch.io. I believe it's supertry.itch.io. They have a page for Hack. It's about $15. There's more than enough content to justify plopping down $15 for this game. It is one of my favorite games in recent memories. Please play this shit. It rules. I promise you, you'll get addicted to it. Check it out. Hack by Super Try on itch.io. Thank you. My name is Dan Gorman. Join the Discord for Chew High Labs, why don't you? Anyway, have a good one.
Wow!
Welcome back. Kinsey, Burke, we just saw a brand new segment. It's our second segment we've done with this guy. We've called Play This Shit.
Play this shit.
By our good friend Dan Gorman, one of our mods over on Discord. He's a Torontonian.
Torontoite?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah, so he's going to be doing every episode. We're going to have a new thing called Play This Shit. He's going to do these 1 minute segments, 1 minute-ish segment where he talks about like games that you might not have heard of. And I haven't heard of any game that he's made a video for so far. So I think they're pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think. Because they're pretty sweet.
Especially if you hate him, dude. Like, be like, fuck Dan Gorman. No. But
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Kinsey, why don't we just hop right into the weekly topic bullshit?
Hell yeah. So we just got back from Tokyo, and
Okay.
our last episode was all about Tokyo. But guess what? So is this one,
No,
because
no.
TGS was amazing.
Last time we talked about Tokyo because we were in Tokyo. Now we're talking about Tokyo because we left Tokyo. Like, they're different things.
So, Mark, how was your TGS?
Well, it was pretty. You know what? TGS, Tokyo Game Show. It was fantastic, Kinsey. For those that don't know, Tokyo Game Show is like the premier event in all of Japan. It's basically the E3 of Japan.
It's like E3, like Gamescom, like those ones.
Yeah, it's like consumer oriented, but not in the same way like PAX would be.
Right.
This is not B2C. It's more like showy. But it's a big business. It's got every single big AAA company in Japan, with the exception of platform holders. There's no Nintendo, there's no Sony, there's no Xbox, but there is all the Konamis, there is all of the giant companies. It was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was my first Tokyo Game Show.
It was your first one.
And it was so much fun. There was so much to see. I loved the indie game section. Like, everyone was so approachable there, and it was so much fun. Got to play a few games there. Of course, days before, the new Like a Dragon Yakuza game was announced, and they had it there, and I had no idea it was going to be there, and I was really excited.
Right. So yeah, a little bit more. Like, so the show it's 4-day long event, just like E3, and it's 2 days of biz dev or biz, and then two days of consumer, and it is a slam packed show.
Yeah.
From the very first minute till till the very end. It is absolutely packed. And they divide it up into a small indie section, and then they've got like a world section, and it's where countries have like large sections, like including Germany and Saudi Arabia.
It's kind of like the Epcot Center of a video game expo. Like I met a friend there, and like in the German pavilion,
right?
And even that name, that's the same as Epcot Pavilion.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not, what made me think of. But
it's not really. It's not like they have to pay a shitload of money, so it's not
right.
It's not like come
but
all
like
you countries.
all of these studios or publishers or whatever are from this country. All of these ones are from this country. Like it's really kind of cool to go through and see like what is being developed in other countries. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a way for them to promote the industry in those countries.
Right.
And then in addition to that, there's the AAA stuff with all the Konamis, the Sonys. That Steam had a giant booth as well.
Yeah, they had like a giant Steam Deck because their whole booth was promoting the Steam Deck. So you can come in, listen to a spiel, and play the Steam Deck for like a while. And it was pretty sweet.
It was phenomenal. And then the final one is like the merch section. Imagine each one of these being a jumbo hanger. Like each section is its own building, and it's bigger than PAX. Each one of them is bigger than all of PAX, basically.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah,
I really actually liked that they had a merch section because at PAX the merch is kind of like spread out.
Sure.
Like just depending on where that person's booth is.
Of course.
But having it all together, I was like, this is perfect. This is easy. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. It was phenomenal. So why don't we talk about like this being your very first one, and like tell us about how it compares to, like, you've been to E3 and you've been to like some of these other things. How does it compare?
I think it's a lot closer to E3 especially than PAX because like I had a few people message me. They were like, well, I'm not going to TGS, but like what panels are you on? What do you? I'm like, well, it's not really like that. Like some booths might have their own stage where they do like talks or whatever, but it's not the same as like panels and things that's at PAX because that's way more like consumer focused and even like fandom focused.
Of course.
This is definitely not that. This is much more of like it's a trade show.
It is only a trade show.
Only a trade show.
Like it's not a convention. Like no one's convening.
Right.
Yeah, like no one's like, we are literally showing off. You could swap out the word video game with gun or with boat or with car.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's a show. Car show, video game show. Like
right. And it was really fun, actually, like going around all the different booths, seeing all the like new games, all the indie games. Like I really, really enjoyed it. I really like shows. I find that at shows, though, I typically don't play a lot.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I don't like lines.
Of course.
So unless I have a press appointment, I typically don't play a lot of games. But that's why I did really like the like indie section. Like you could just walk up and play a lot of things or wait behind like one person.
Of course.
It was really, really awesome. And I think Tokyo Game Show is actually a fantastic show when you think of it from the business side for like networking and things like that. Like I think I made like so many like contacts and friends and like it was really, really fun. And Tokyo is awesome, so
it is.
that helps a lot.
So, for those that don't know, Tokyo Game Show isn't in Tokyo. It's
in Chiba.
It's in Chiba,
over by Disneyland,
which is it's an hour plus from Tokyo Station ish. And you're on the slowest possible train with the maximum amount of people, and they're either going to Disneyland or they're going to the trade show, and it's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah. Yeah, you go past Disneyland, and it's like several stops past Disneyland. So, like, it's a ways out there.
Right.
And so growing up and listening to games podcasts and stuff, like, I always heard the best part of Tokyo Game Show is Tokyo. And Tokyo Game Show's not in Tokyo.
Yeah, of course, man.
And I always thought that was so funny. But also, I was like, I don't care, I want to go. But I will say, Tokyo Game Show was really fun, and like the consumer days really aren't that expensive to go, so like it's definitely worth checking out if you're in Tokyo around that time.
Sure, yeah, you definitely. I mean, I wouldn't put it on. Okay, this is gonna sound disparaging, but I wouldn't put it on the must do lists of events. Like
it's a very different event than something like PAX.
It's honestly mostly for us. It's mostly for people that are in the industry. It's mostly for So this is we're still in post pandemic, but before this there would be like lots of industry parties, tons of them, and during those industry parties, like people would fly internationally just to come to those.
Right.
That's what
those
really
are more
mattered.
the focus.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
We had our own as well. We had our own like private Chuhai party up on a roof in the middle of Roppongi, and courtesy of our friend Scott Popular, he hooked us up with that location.
Hell yeah, thanks, Scott.
It was pretty fucking tight.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
We also we had amazing food at that event. We had
it's all like Southern soul food.
Southern soul food from a place called Soul Food House. Oh my god,
which I've not had in Japan at all, and they had like a what is it called? Like the
catfish po' boy.
That was so good.
They had buffalo wing sandwich. They had
that chicken sandwich was so good.
So good. I had like 5 of them.
Holy crap, they were good.
Yeah. Everything about that place was just so good. Oh man. So let's get back to
anyway, TGS.
TGS.
So at TGS,
Yeah.
though, I got to experience something I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to experience, and that was Mark fanboying about stuff.
Oh yeah. So okay.
It was pretty awesome.
Before you bring me down or whatever. No. Like
in a
guys,
positive way, though.
Yeah, guys. I'm a little. I can be a little jaded in the industry, and I can be a little not very positive. And I gotta say, this TGS turned me around for a little bit, and I was pretty fanboyish. And now go ahead and bring me. What you got?
So Mark was so excited about this like whole wrestling setup that they had.
Yeah.
And you were so excited.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't even necessarily you were excited about the game that was coming out.
No.
You were excited about the people who were going to be at that ring.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So AEW is putting out a new game that's a wrestling league, and don't worry about it. You don't like wrestling. I don't care. But I had heard that Kenny Omega, one of my favorite wrestlers, one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, was around, Tokyo Game Show, and I stood by that booth for like an hour and a half, maybe longer, just hoping that like he would pop out, because they had these talks where they would come and talk about the game, and I was like, man, this guy's going to sneak out and it's going to be a surprise. Lo and behold, he didn't. However, he was at the event, and a lot of our coworkers got to meet him.
And Liam, our coworker, found out he knew about Curse to Golf and was really excited to play it, which is really exciting.
Yeah, Kenny Omega, for those that don't know, he's a gamer. And he's super into Final Fantasy. He's super into. He would like wear things from Undertale like out when he would be at New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He would incorporate a lot of like video game stuff into his routine or show or whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely, because he is a big time gamer. And like I actually edited one of the videos he made for Toe Jam and Earl, because he's really tight with the Toe Jam and Earl guys. He's just an all-around dude, and he's my favorite wrestler. And it's probably the one time in years that I got starstruck, because I saw him, and I couldn't ask for a photo. I was like, oh, walking away. I'm out of here, dude. Like, I felt so like a child.
Being starstruck is a weird feeling.
It's makes you powerless.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
It's like in her like almost like panic attack where you're like, ugh.
Yeah, man, I haven't been starstruck in a long time. The last time I was for Jen Frank, a former 1UP employee, and I saw her and was like, oh, I can't talk to her. I've liked her as a writer for too long. This is not gonna work. But so I had a great TGS.
Hell yeah. And I took the cutest picture of Mark with Bomberman.
Oh, yeah.
It was like genuine fucking happiness.
I do like Bomberman, dude. I do like Bomberman. Like, I've heard that the new game's really good. I didn't get a chance to play it at the booth. I was pretty happy to meet Bomberman. What about you, Kinsey? Tell us about your highlight reel.
Well, most of it was really the indie game section, having the Like a Dragon stuff there. I really liked a lot of the photo booths. I took pictures at the Sonic photo booth and the Street Fighter's photo booth. That was really fun. And all in all, just, experiencing Tokyo Game Show for the first time. It was really awesome. Makes me excited for the next one. And what I will do differently. I will plan more. And like, we'll actually get on this in a little bit from one of our listener questions, but like they have an interesting way they do lines there, closer to like Disneyland Fast Pass kind of thing. So we'll get back to that.
I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't stand in a single line. Like I see that, I'm like, Street Fighter, nope, ain't happening. There's 900 people here. There's no way.
So how do you think, I mean, we mentioned it a little bit with like the fandom centered and the panels, but how do you think TGS is different than a lot of other like gaming expos or gaming events or trade shows?
Okay, so I haven't been to every one out there. I can say for me, the closest one, this would be like GDC Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. Networking aside, so throw away the networking. Like imagine just this event. This is like very, it is very, very business to business.
Yeah.
Consumers don't really matter.
Yeah.
This is all, I mean, mostly just people trying to sign contracts. So that can feel really cold and heartless.
Yeah, I think that's where it feels really different from something like PAX. I feel like is really warm and fandom faced, really.
Of course it is,
know? And like this just doesn't have that.
None. There's no like PAX has something that I my first PAX I was like, oh, this every event should have this, but they have these giant bean bags.
Oh yeah, like the handheld lounge area.
Or, just lounges. You know? But these are different types of events.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fairly compare them. But I do wish that there were just get some bean bags, bro. Get like in a big empty field and like throw a bunch of shit where people can just sit. Like
not a lot of places to sit at TGS.
None. There's
no,
like none.
It was always the floor.
I think it was the Monster Energy drink section.
They had like a section that was all benches.
And very uncomfortable chairs. We didn't get a chair because everyone was sitting in them, and there was very few
like,
to begin with.
Guess we'll go drink our monsters on the floor by
on
the wall.
Floor, like hobos, dude. Well-dressed hobos.
It's great.
That's what I would compare it to. I haven't been to E3, so I don't really know. Like, where would you?
One thing that kind of surprised me, and I'm not sure a lot of people know that this is still a thing, especially because PAX is so adamantly against it. You might know where I'm going, but it really did surprise me a little bit that TGS still has booth babes. Like the scantily clad girl holding a sign in front of the booth. Like,
oh, right.
Like, I don't know why that threw me for a loop, but it did. Although I will say there was these Sega ladies who were wearing like very like airline hostess style
like
dresses.
60s style.
60s style.
No.
Fuck, I want that dress. That was great. But everybody else was more like how short are your shorts and how tall is your how short is your crop top. Like it was more
it was
that.
midriff, and that was the focus this time. Like,
yeah, definitely. So that did like make me a bit uncomfortable at first, but it's all right.
I mean, it's not my thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, I like ladies, but like, it's like I'm here for
the games.
I'm here for the business stuff, and I guess that's the point of it. I haven't been to E3, and I feel like that's an E3 thing as well.
They don't have booth babes at E3 that I remember, anyways. Like some booths might try to get away with it a little bit, but also I think it's a lot harder to get away with in the West. Like people are gonna complain. I
don't know what she's talking about. I'm gonna. I think that like booth babe culture. This is just my guess that it was definitely the absolute biggest in the West, and then it stopped the fastest. No,
yeah, actually, that's a good point. Like it probably did. It was huge, and then it wasn't huge because once their like bad press started, then it was like nope.
I think it weaned off still, but like
because E3 had a lot of like cosplayers. Like sort of sexy cosplayers in front of things. They had that. But that's different, I feel like, than just like, booty shorts and a crop top being like, play this game.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
At my first E3, there was definitely, or not E3, my first TGS, there was definitely this soccer game, don't know what it was, and it was buxom ladies passing the ball by heading it to each other, and it was like, obviously, to get the boob bounce, like, that was the whole point of it, and like, I was like, that's cool, but it's also not why I'm here, and it was very confusing to my brain, both brains, and
I think what in a way bothered me more, I don't know if bothered's quite the right word, but how many photographers were there only for the booth babes?
Oh, Well, well, bro. Okay, now we're talking, and we're getting into the weeds here. But like, you go to PAX, and how many photographers are there for the cosplayers?
True. That's
And
true.
They're there. No. I'm
That's
gonna,
fair.
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you there, because that is a whole other thing. I think the booth babe culture disappeared in the West, and then it became the cosplay culture.
There was also at TGS, the one that maybe took it a little bit too far is the one that had like the onsen VR game.
Okay. Go
And
on.
they just had a girl sitting in an onsen on the stage.
Tight. I don't remember that. There was an onsen, like a fake
A
bathtub.
fake onsen, yeah.
Shout out. If you're gonna do it, do it.
That's true. I mean, they went all in. So,
like,
I mean, I
that's-
guess, yeah.
I got respect for having a bathtub, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
But on a different note,
Yeah.
let's end our main topic with
Mm-hmm.
what did we do in Tokyo that is not TGS that was our favorite? What was our favorite place that we went, favorite thing that we ate, whatever?
We haven't talked about this, but like we went up, you, me, and two of our coworkers, Sean and Liam. We went up and we all got an Airbnb for the entire week, and we worked from home for the company, and then we also kind of like dicked around at night because why not? Like,
Yeah.
So we had an Airbnb in Shinjuku, and it was glorious.
It was amazing.
And,
Had a rooftop deck.
had a rooftop deck. It was just so tight. But yeah, we went out to a lot of restaurants. We went out to we went out to Ol by La Cabina for tacos.
Oh, it was so good.
Because our friend Omar Espinosa from Unseen, a man from Mexico City, was like, "These are the deadliest tacos. You have to have it." I think when you get the Mexican stamp of approval on tacos, you have to go there.
Yeah. It was probably the
I went
best
there
lingua
twice.
I've ever had.
I went
That's right. You went
there
twice.
I've been there a total of 4 times in the last month.
That's
like,
kind of amazing.
I love tacos. That place is so tight. And then we went to PDX Taco.
Oh, we went to PDX Tap Room, and that is a craft beer place that only serves beer from Portland.
Right.
Which sounds crazy because it's in Tokyo, but like it was amazing because that's basically the area I'm from. So I was like, I've been to this brewery, I've been to this one,
She did
I've been
say
to
that.
this one,
Like,
I've been to this one.
She kept
And
like spitting all this knowledge.
it
Like,
was-
shut up.
kind of amazing. So if you like craft beer, specifically like Pacific Northwest craft beer, PDX Tap Room in Tokyo, it's the shit.
All right, good. What else? What else?
I'm trying to think. We did go to a few breweries and stuff like that. It was super fun.
Shout out to our guest Liam Edwards here. He's trying to scoot through here. Liam, say hi.
Hi, Mom.
He was with us, and he was like, "I demand to go to PDX Tap Room."
It was
And-
excellent.
I did say that.
Yeah.
And so you guys also went to get deep dish pizza.
Oh, that's right. We went to Devil Craft, which is a craft beer brewery. I guess, yeah, they have their own beer and some beers from like other places around Japan, but they also have Chicago style deep dish pizza.
Right.
And it's one of my favorite kinds of pizza. I know pizza is a hotly debated topic in our office.
Yes.
But it was so good. It was so good. Oh, and I also went to Disneyland,
Yeah, dude.
but I went during a typhoon. A lot of rides were closed, and it was a really interesting experience, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, you stayed an extra 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah,
What else
so
did you do besides dumbass Disneyland? 37. She's 37.
it was great. It was so much fun. I bought ears. I bought the Halloween ears that matched my dress.
Uh-huh.
It was amazing. And then I got drenched and rained on, so I didn't wear those ears for very long.
That's God laughing
Got
at you, dude.
soggy ears.
That's God like not existing, but also laughing at you.
We also went shopping in Shibuya. Like I bought some stuff at like the Capcom store and like
Oh, I didn't know there was a Capcom store.
and the Pokemon Center, and then of course there's the Nintendo store Tokyo right there as well. So we went to like that whole basically a floor of the Shibuya Parko Mall is all nerd shit, and it was great.
Oh,
So we
wow.
went there and like had a lot of craft beer, of course,
See
because
crap beer?
well, we had craft beer and crap beer.
Nice.
And did a little bit of shopping in Akihabara.
Right? Did you buy any crap?
No,
Plastic stuff? You
I-
did- that's
I
so
didn't buy-
wild.
well, because I had like a lot of the like recording stuff in my suitcase, I had no more space, and I wasn't going to carry more shit home in a separate thing, which is actually probably good. You know, like I don't need to buy a whole bunch of stuff right now and then haul it all home on the train because that's annoying.
Yeah, good for you. To be honest, like
I'll do my shopping in Osaka.
I'm not a game collector per se, but like if I was and I was going to Aki, especially Super Potato. You went to Super Potato?
I did.
Like that'd be hard not to buy some piece
It
of
was
shit.
really
Like,
hard. I actually had a few things like in a basket like that I was going to buy.
Wow,
and then,
you basketed and then
I
took
put
out?
it back because then I was like, do I need this right now? Should I save my money for Disney? Because it was before we went to Disney that we went to Akihabara, and I was like, yeah, I'm sure I can find this again in Osaka where it's probably cheaper.
What was it?
It was a bunch of just like none of it was games. It was all like this like Club Nintendo figure or like this like it was all like just collectible crap.
Ephemera shit.
Yeah. It wasn't actually any games.
Do you?
Oh, and there was also like one really cute controller I was gonna get, but I put it back.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but like, are you over game collecting and more into ephemera at this point?
It's weird. Like I'm in a really weird spot in my collecting because like as you, the listener, knows, I sold my whole collection basically to move here. I kept like some really rare stuff that is like in storage, and then I kept some really weird stuff that I didn't think I could get again. But for the most part, I sold like 80% of my stuff. So
Sell it all, baby.
It's kind of a weird, freeing feeling that's hard to describe. And as much as I still have that collector mindset, I'm going to move really slowly back into collecting, I think. Because also, what happens if I have to do a big move again? Like, it's a nightmare to sell everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure I will dive right back into it when I get the chance, knowing me. But we'll see.
I say, help me not collect things. like I don't want to collect things either. I've gone through that phase where I like sold everything and then I was like free for like 3 years. Like,
yeah.
I
It's
have
kind of a good
nothing.
feeling to like not have that much crap.
Yeah, now I've got a bunch of guitars and like,
But I also really like video game collecting.
Right.
So I know I'm going to fall back into it. I absolutely know it. But right now I'm focusing on spending my money on experiences because I'm new to living in Japan.
hell yeah, and I'm
So that's
for
what
that,
I've been
dude.
doing.
Do that shit. That's tight.
Yeah. So yeah, go to Tokyo.
Tokyo Game Show.
Us. We're the Spirit Hunters, and we're a show that treats Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho's author as the center of the universe. Some weeks we do linguistic analysis. The Chinese meaning of this character is to smelt or refine, but so the changed meaning in Japanese it means to temper. Other times, we get absolutely smashed.
So we take one shot every time. Yusuke uses the ray gun.
1 hour later.
This is the least coherent episode.
Sarah, I think your pirate is haunted.
Check us out at the HyperX Podcast Network.
And now it's time for the news. And our first story is all about The Last of Us, a game I love, and it's an upcoming TV show. So we finally got a peek at the upcoming HBO adaptation of The Last of Us. We don't have a date or anything yet on when it's going to premiere, but we did get to see Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in action as Joel and Ellie, and I'm like crazy excited because I love both of those actors. The trailer focused on the collapse of humanity with a variety of like post-apocalyptic shots, and as well as a quick glimpse of a clicker. Do you know what a clicker is?
I don't know what a clicker is, but I can tell you when I was in Tokyo 3 weeks ago, unrelated, I met the guy who made the clicker sound.
Really?
I no shit. Like I was in a
Did he
bar.
do it? Did he do it?
No, I don't know what it sounds like. So maybe, but I was in a bar and like this guy's like, hey, this guy was the sound designer on Last of Us, and he was like, I made the click. And
Oh, that's cool because it's kind of a creepy sound. I can't do it, but it's kind of
What's
a
it sound
a
like?
click,
I don't
but it's
know.
also just it's kind of is it between a click and like do you know that sound of like a bird or a dinosaur like cooing? It's kind of a mix between.
Do I know what a dinosaur coos like?
I can't do the sound because I can't roll my R's, but the like cuckoo, like kind of a mix
are you
between a
talking about
click and a that,
Are you talking about like the
and it's like really eerie.
the raptor from Jurassic Park?
Kind
1?
of like
It's
that
got little
actually.
clicks in there.
It's got clicks, yeah, sort of like that.
Sounds exact. That's all it is to me.
Yeah, and so a clicker, if you don't know, is an enemy from The Last of Us, and it doesn't have eyes. It just communicates with sound. Probably that's why it clicks.
Right.
But like, it won't see you necessarily, but it'll hear you. And they're like, it's really bad if they spot you because they will probably kill you. So they're very scary. And so
So-
it's a lot of the sneaking around levels. You're sneaking around clickers and trying to kill them.
So they showed the cast who's going to be the clicker, and that is Pedro Pascal. What's up? I'm the clicker. like, That sounds great. Tell me more about the show, damn it.
I mean, that's kind of all we know. And like, Pedro Pascal's awesome. Bella Ramsey, of course, of Game of Thrones fame.
Are they all from Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah, they are. Actually, Pedro Pascal was also in Game of Thrones.
Also
I
an
forgot.
HBO television show. Looks like he's cashing
And
in.
he was just in The Mandalorian. Dude's working.
Yeah, he is, man. It's his era. Good for Pedro Pascal.
he's
dude.
rad.
He is pretty rad, and he's really handsome.
He's really handsome.
Like really.
I was really sad in
handsome.
Game of Thrones when he died. Spoilers.
Oh, it was
'Cause
cool
he's
though.
not
I hate
around
that
that long.
stupid show, but like I love when they just mash his skull in with his. Like, dude, it's fucking gross. Like, his thumbs are like in the eye sockets and just like pops.
And they had just established him as such a good character. Ah!
Yeah, that show's not very good, but like that part was pretty cool.
Ooh, broke my heart.
Yeah.
And next up, E3 2023 is officially happening in person at the LA Convention Center June 13th to 16th. This time around, the show will be separated into business and consumer days, much like TGS.
Right.
And I think areas as well. They're going to have some halls that are only business and some halls that are for the public.
Oh, okay.
So the 13th through the 15th, the days will be focusing on business, networking, and gaming media, whereas the 15th and 16th will be known as gamer days and primarily public focused.
Right.
So E3's back. It's been a long time. It's been like, what, 2 years since 3 years? Whatever. Pandemic years are not real years.
2019 was the last one.
Yeah. So it's been a while since E3 held an in-person event. Actually, like E3 was a little bit shaky for a while on if it was going to come back at all
Sure.
or only be online or what they were going to do. A lot of
course.
people were like so unsure. So it's great to see that it's happening again.
Yeah, I've heard like a lot of people like saying that we don't need it anymore. I'm not in that camp. I'm definitely. I mean, I guess I'm in the middle, but like the more we can do to like. Ultimately, we're just pushing products, and this is just
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is our community. This is not community, but this is our field.
Yeah.
So like more of these is better, and I like that they're adding back. They're bringing back the business days.
Yeah, the first E3 that allowed public was a little tiny bit shit showy.
Sure.
So having a little bit more of a delineation between the two, I think will be really good. Although part of me, my, I don't know, unpopular opinion is that E3 could have stayed business focused. Mostly because there's a lot of public facing events. There's a lot of them. So like, and there really isn't one that's business only.
Yeah, I guess ultimately they needed to squeeze some more money out of it. Let's just be
yeah.
cynical.
And I think at least the first time public was allowed, those public tickets were really expensive.
I believe
And then
so.
the reason I say that it was a little bit of a shit show is like it was a lot harder. It's not like PAX where you can just line up to play the games. Like a lot of games are behind closed doors or you needed an appointment or whatever, and those appointments were never available to the public.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people paid like, I don't know, $500, $1,000 for this E3 ticket.
Right.
And then went in and couldn't do as much as they thought they were going to be able to do. Like they were expecting PAX and they got almost TGS.
Yeah, I think that was probably a poor branding decision.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like that's just they just biffed it on that. They were like, "Oh, this is public." Well, they didn't get that they needed to like to change the culture of the event as a
Correct.
Like-
Yeah, I think the first one was a little bit on the shaky side, but this one, since they have different areas, different days, like, hopefully it'll be better. And I'm excited that it's happening because E3 is such like a pinnacle, like legacy event.
I
that
think
I would hate to
we
see it
should
go.
go this year. I think we should figure out a way to not just go, but like do something.
We got to do this.
I actually think that
at E3 that would be amazing. We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that it's back. So
Hell yeah! No,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
actually really excited. I've never been, and I feel like you know what this is definitely the year that I should go. So
Hell
let's make it
yeah.
make it a
E3's
Nasty Labs thing.
so much fun.
Fuck yeah!
E3 is so much fun. And speaking of things coming back,
Okay.
you can soon come back to Japan. And the moment you've all been waiting for, Japan's
Okay.
border will open to individual tourists on October 11th. Visitors will need to be triple vaxxed or show a negative test result to enter the country. But you'll also, I think, still need to register on the MySOS app. But if you're coming,
Right.
you'll figure all that out anyways. But the government is also considering launching a nationwide travel discount program this fall, similar to the GoTo travel that they had for domestic travel earlier in the pandemic. So
Right.
I mean, it's opening back up finally. You don't have to go through a travel agency. You don't have to get a business visa. Like all of these things that were such hurdles before are finally going away. And that's really exciting because I know at least like Kyoto was on the verge of like bankruptcy.
I mean,
It still is.
I mean, that's
you
why
know.
they have to open at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Like this is a country that lives and dies off of tourism.
Yeah, definitely.
So like I'm really glad. I'm glad that so many of our friends are actually going to be able to come over and not have to come up with the bullshit excuse. Like,
yeah.
Like, because it's a mountain of paperwork that they have to go through just to get over here, and then they have to like write down phone numbers of people they'll be visiting.
Mhm. Give the government an itinerary. You have to do that right
feels
now.
a little big brothery. I'm just saying. I mean, it does. Like
It does.
So this is
But-
great, and even this is a little shit, but it's better than anything so far.
Yeah, and I think like negative tests and being vaxxed, like that makes sense at this point, I guess.
Right.
If they're going to open, I guess that's the best way to do it for
course.
now. Especially like now that you're not going through travel agencies anymore, which was
Yeah.
kind of dumb because travel agencies. Sorry, any travel agents out there, but it's kind of like a dead industry because it's so easy to book online.
That was a scam.
nowadays.
That was a scam.
You know, and it's just like a middleman that you don't really need anymore necessarily. So
You don't need it. No, you don't need it. It's all a scam, dude. All right. Yeah.
So I'm really glad that like it's opening back up. People are going to start being able to come. I hope that means flights will go down in price and that more flights will be happening and you guys can all experience Japan because it's such a wonderful country and eat all the food, buy all the games, see all the cool sights and
Dude.
give Kyoto a lot of money so they don't go bankrupt.
Or don't, or just go to Shibuya and just like drink way too much, and just like see the hellscape that is Shibuya at night.
Yeah,
dude.
PDX Tap Room, Bar Rockaholic, go to all those places.
Whatever, do just you be you, like go to onsen and like get out naked, whatever.
But I'm so excited that it's finally opening. So if you have any Japan travel questions, feel free to put them in the Call Me Up section because you can do that now. So that's really exciting.
Dear Kinsey, how do I travel to Japan?
I did have someone reach out to me once and ask me to write them an itinerary.
And you said, sure thing, because I know you, and you're like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to Narita. Where are you based out of? And like, I can just see you like
And I'm
being
like,
way
welcome
too
to the
polite.
Kinsey Travel Agency.
Oh my God, dude.
I charge 20%.
No, she would not charge 20%. She would charge no percent. She would just be like, just a couple of
Oh,
beers.
you're right. I did it.
You're like, yeah, dude. Like,
Sequelcast 2 and Friends looks at movies and video games and franchises, one movie and game at a time. Hosted by Matt Bradley Shergi, Thrasher, and Alex Miller, been going since 2009, and we're part of the HyperX Podcast Network.
And now it's time for Call Me Up, where we answer your questions from Discord. If you ever want to ask us a question that we will probably answer on the podcast, just go on to Chew High Labs Discord. Go down to Call Me Up and write your question there.
write your question there. Kinsey Burke, tell us a question.
Our first question is from Squid Po Quo, and their question is, God, I need fucking glasses. What game/hardware did you get to try at TGS? And they also say, I didn't realize that they handle it like Disney, and after a certain point of schedule return ticket distribution, they just say no more for the day. Then this is what I hinted at earlier.
I have no idea what that means.
So it's like instead of getting in line, you line up to get a ticket. And they give you a ticket and it says come back between 1:15 and 2:15 or whatever. And that's your like assigned spot.
No ticky, no laundry.
What? So it's like the fast pass system at Disneyland.
What the hell? Okay, I don't know what any of this fucking means. Are you just saying that it, like you have
Like instead of going in a traditional lineup, you get a ticket for return time. And they only have so many tickets for the day, so if it's a really popular game, they might be out of tickets an hour into the show.
Oh, are you saying so? Like, there's 500 tickets,
Correct.
and then they hand them all out, and if you don't have a ticket, boop.
Yeah, even if it's like, like I heard that like Resident Evil VR, like at the PSVR booth was like really hard to see because you had to like get a ticket like within the first half hour of the show.
Right.
So actually, to answer your question, I actually didn't play a whole lot. I'm really bad at playing games at shows.
No,
but
you played. Okay, I'm gonna answer
played-
for Kinsey Burke. I'm gonna answer for you. Your favorite thing you played that was game and hardware at the same time was
Ooh.
Outrun by One Up Arcade.
Yes. One Up Arcade was there, and they had their like new Outrun that's not out yet, right?
Yeah.
And it was a really fun like sit down style, but it's also One Up Arcade where they're kind of like smaller scale.
Sure.
And I felt like a monster in there.
You look like a monster. Look, dude, I love driving. Like, nah. It looked pretty cool though. Like,
yeah, it was pretty fun, and they also had like a standing pub tables like height one that they were testing that had like
Oh right.
Pong, any 4-player more Atari style games like Pong and Warlords and a bunch of stuff.
It
That was really cool.
Standing 4-player cocktail cabinet.
Yeah.
But it was round, so it looked pretty awesome.
It
to
was
be honest,
really cool. And 4-player Warlords is like one of my weaknesses.
I've never weaknesses.
Like if I see it at a place, I'm gonna want to play
Oh,
it.
I got the vapors. Like,
Warlords on Atari.
Warlords on the Atari, you say? Goodness me.
I'm like, I must find 3 friends to go on this quest of Warlords. But anyways, they had a bunch of really cool stuff there. I also played some indie games. I played Frog Gun, which is like a 64, early 3D graphics style platformer that was really cute and really fun. And the dev that was there was amazing, even though they were saying that like they got a business visa and were able to get in, but something happened with like the rest of their team, so they were the only ones who were able to go.
Wow.
So it was their booth the whole time.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
I played Gimmick. Like I didn't play a lot of it. I clammed up because like Kinsey was filming me, and I was like not doing very well, and I forgot the gimmick. But I am really excited about that game coming out. I think that was the only game that I like stopped and played because like that was a matter of life or death. Because I didn't play the AEW game. I didn't play the new SpongeBob game, which looks awesome, by the way. I didn't play the new Bomberman game, mostly because the lines were really long, and also because those are games I'm buying day one.
Right.
I maybe not Bomberman, but like I'm going to buy them regardless, so it doesn't matter.
I really wanted to play Sonic Frontiers just because that game is
right.
such an enigma to me.
I should have played.
That line was really long because I probably won't get it.
No, we won't get that. We're adults, all right?
But like,
we don't go to Disneyland.
The line was always really long. You're liking those Disneyland stabs, huh?
Getting them.
Next question is from Alex Kind of Cares. What's your favorite thing to do for fall time? Okay. Any favorite movies, traditions that you like to do around this time of year? Separate question for Kinsey. What are you most excited about your first holiday season in Japan?
It's very interesting.
Yeah, what do you like to do in the fall? I already know what mine is. And it's finally in Japan, and that's pumpkin spice lattes.
Right.
Because I'm a basic bitch, but they're absolutely delicious. And last year was the first year that pumpkin spice was in Japan at Starbucks, and so I'm really excited that it's here.
That's great. I like going camping in the fall, and I got a new tent last weekend, and I like to wear a hoodie. I like hoodie season.
That's a good answer.
I like hoodie season. I like that window between hot or like where. It's just nice and like you can wear a thin hoodie. I like hoodies a lot. So hopefully I'm gonna go camping in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
But let's get to separate question for Kinsey. What are you most excited to do for your first holiday season, Kinsey Burke?
I know my answer should be get the KFC Christmas dinner, but it's not.
No, it should not be.
I kind of want to order a Christmas cake from one of the convenies because I know that's a big thing. Mm-hmm. And really kind of just excited to kind of take it all in and see what, Japan is like during Christmas time. Because I've heard from a decent amount of people that here, it's not really the same as it is in the West, like that like family gathering holiday. Right. It's almost more akin to Valentine's Day, I've heard.
Absolutely.
That it's more like being with your partner, only exchanging gifts, you and your partner, like that kind of thing. It's more of like romantic than like family oriented, I've noticed.
Well, I mean, I'll just be straight up. It's a consumer event here.
Yeah.
And it's very like buy you a thing. And that's the way it is in the States too, but like there's a
traditional family element.
There used to
it.
be, more, there still is, but like there's probably going to be somebody here in Kyoto that's like, hey, we're having Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Like, because the foreigners do get together because like I'm more used to that. I'm more used to somebody cooking a turkey or whatever. Like, that kind of thing. I think you're going to have a great time. I think you should definitely get KFC.
Got to order it ahead of time, though.
Of course.
Shit sells out. Next question is from Groovy. It's almost Halloween.
Oh, no.
Now you're speaking my language. It's almost Halloween. What's your favorite horror game / movie?
Hold on. Kinsey Burke, this is her favorite. She calls it a holiday.
Halloween's my favorite holiday.
She says it a lot.
There's
too.
a Kyoto yokai parade, and I'm really excited about it. I just need to figure out when and where.
So,
Oh, I know where. It's on Yokai Street. Oh, side note. I was really excited to go to Yokai Street. It's a street in Kyoto that has just like a bunch of like fake yokai statues
Monsters.
that people made.
Yeah,
monster statues. So a lot of people call it Monster Street. And I went there, but it was kind of late in the day, so a lot of shops were closed. It was definitely the B Squad, that like the ones that always get left out in the rain, not
Right.
the ones they take in at night, were out, and it was kind of even better. But I think the yokai parade is on that street, and I'm really excited.
It is.
Anyways,
Yeah.
favorite horror game and or movie?
Oh, darn. That is tough. That is really, really tough.
Yeah, it's a really hard question,
shit.
actually.
What is a good horror game? I don't know if I played too many.
I think my favorite horror game experience is actually still PT, even though it was a demo.
What I don't know what PT is.
Public
Transportation. What is?
It's the Silent Hills demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's PT stands for playable teaser.
Right.
It was just a demo, and it was just like it was that one game I streamed when I was too drunk, like where you're just walking down a hallway.
Oh my God,
It's
guys,
that game.
Guys, can we post a link to that stream? Because like, dude, I don't think you worked. Did you work for us yet? She was so fucking drunk.
And the
it was-
worst part is that I didn't realize, because I was drunk, I didn't know what point my save was at in the game. So I wanted to start from the beginning to show people, but I was already like most of the way through the game. And so I couldn't remember what to do next. So I actually don't think I accomplished anything.
It was such a good stream. It was like so worth it. She kept being sidetracked, and like nothing was getting
And I
done.
had my friends in my ear from Discord that I don't think people could hear on the
Not a
stream.
word.
So like it was a shit show, and it was hilarious,
especially for not you.
especially for not
Yeah,
me.
it was really good.
I might have taken it down, the VOD.
I hope not. Well, that's a shame. But do we? PT is your answer? Oh,
I think, yeah,
darn.
PT is my answer. I've played a lot of horror games. I really like Silent Hill. I really like a lot of those like slow burn horror. But I think PT was just such like a cool experience. And the fact that you can't get it anymore. Like I got to experience that at the time, and it was really, really cool.
I'm gonna say, now hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo, Goof Troop.
Favorite horror game?
Yeah, Goof Troop was made by the guy who made Resident Evil. Thank you very
Mm-hmm.
much. No, it's not really a horror game. I don't have an answer for this one. I'm going to answer the other part, a horror movie. I'm going to say it's Suspiria. I don't know if you've heard of Suspiria. Like they remade it with recently 2018. But it's a 1977 Italian horror movie. It's fucking incredible. It's so fucking
cool.
scary. I love Italian giallo horror films. That's my thing.
I like really cheesy horror movies, like anything from like Full Moon Video, like what's that called? Like Dead Channels, like things like that, kind of like 80s, early 90s, like B movie. Funny, but maybe not meant to be funny at the time horror.
Are you big into like the Night of the Living Dead series?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
great.
Like, have you ever seen Return of the Living Dead?
I think so.
You would know so, because so there's night, there's day, there's dawn, right? Like night, dawn, day, and but then Return of the Living Dead. That's a like
Is
late
it newer?
No, it's like late 80s. The license got split,
Oh,
and so it's not technically part of the series, but it's fucking weird.
Ooh,
Highly
cool. Okay, I
recommend.
haven't seen it.
It's very self-aware. It's
Yeah.
like the zombies talk. It's not like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they like crack jokes and stuff.
That's cool.
So it's very much like the Full Moon, like the Trauma. I'm really big
Oh, yeah,
into
Trauma's good too.
cornball shit. So good question.
Yeah, that's great.
Man, but we could make a whole fucking episode about that.
And next question is from our mod, Dan Gorman.
Dan Gorman.
Who's been doing the play this shit.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. And thanks a lot for asking a question. What's the most underrated and overrated Halloween candy?
Underrated is, so if I'm at the door and I'm knocking
Mm-hmm.
on the door, the underrated is the Susan B. Anthony dollar coins that we would get on a.
Those are underrated?
Well, not everybody did it. Like, I only had that happen like twice in my life. Like, that's a good Halloween gift, you rich guy. and overrated is those damn candy corns.
Oh, candy corns are fucking gross. Or
Throw
circus
them in
peanuts.
the fucking circus peanuts are interesting. They're interesting.
I feel like candy corn gets all the hate, but no one talks about how much circus peanuts suck.
Not me. I like them. I think they're weird.
They're really weird.
They are weird though. I'm gonna throw that out. Like they're chewy and something's weird about them. Okay, what's the most underrated Halloween for you?
Ooh. So I know a lot of those like packs of where you get like multiple kinds that's designed for Halloween.
Sure.
That like M&M, Snickers, like all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. There's another one that is not the norm, but I would prefer if like the mini Rolos are so fucking
Dude,
good.
Rolos are good.
Rolos are
man.
so good.
I haven't had a Rolo in 12 years.
But
I
they're
want a
like
Rolo.
not in very many of those multi-packs. Like those multi-packs are usually like Snickers, Milky Way, Kit Kat.
I don't know who makes Rolos at Nestle. Is it
Rolos are so good.
call them up and send. We need a case of those pronto. Okay, like
And
mini
anyone
size.
who does any sort of sour gummy is perfect in my book. I feel like those aren't always there. Sour Patch Kids sometimes, but I feel like I'm such more of a gummy person or a sour person more so than chocolate. So I really like it when I get those guys. Not that I've gone trick-or-treating in a long time.
Yeah, I think it's been a few, but I feel like you've been more recently than you should have.
I mean, probably. It's a great thing when your friends start having kids. I'll take them trick-or-treating.
Oh, that's pretty smart, dude. That's pretty smart.
It's genius. And our last question is from also one of our mods, Steven. And, okay, I like how he sets this question up a lot. Okay. You got locked up.
Got locked up.
Supermax prison. You got a visitor coming.
Yeah.
What do you want them to smuggle in for you?
All right. This is a good scenario. I like scenarios.
And he says, please slay it clearly into the microphone.
Please stand it clearly into the mic. Oh, okay.
Blink twice if we're actually incarcerated.
Yeah, I like that because you ain't getting out, and this is probably the last chance you're gonna get somebody it's got to go up somebody's tookus.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sneak it in. Give me that pie with a DS in it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Ah, that's a good friend.
Yeah.
Wow, the DS. Woo. That's a big ask. I gotta say,
Yeah.
Kinsey.
Ooh, a DS with an R4, so it just has everything. Bake that shit into a pie. Bring that to me. Yeah, do that.
That's pretty good.
That's a good answer, actually. I was joking, and then I was like, wait, no. Stick with it. It's great.
Yeah. So okay, are you going with DS? Or are you gonna? I'll let you cook on it. Darn. He wants me to say drugs. Right. That's what he wants me to say. I want like 2 ounces of the finest Moroccan hashish. But there's no amount that would be enough for the remainder of your journey.
Yeah.
So it needs to be something like a DS that you can plug in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a file and a gun.
Going practical gear.
Yeah,
The old prison break route.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kill somebody on the way out. Fuck it,
I mean, you're probably gonna have to if you're breaking out of a supermax prison.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it for fun because you know what? Why am I in jail? And also, I never liked Terry in Cell Block 6, dude. I never liked that guy.
To be fair, he's a dick. I tried to trade him for cup noodles once, and he shanked me instead.
Yeah, dude, shank and what's up, dude? I'm worth way more cigarettes than he's selling me for.
You'll file your way out. And I'll just be sitting there in my room playing my DS under the covers.
I'll be, hey, Kinsey, bye. Under the covers, la, 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 la.
Either that or I'd want something really dumb and edible, just a standard Taco Bell bean burrito.
What? That would come out of somebody's butt, too.
Please bake that into a pie.
Yeah, no. That stays in aluminum foil. It just comes right out like Kinsey. That is disgusting.
Burritos.
Nasty Labs. Nasty Labs.
And that's all the time we have today. First of all, huge thank you to our mod, Dan Gorman, for Play This Shit, because that shit rocks.
Play this shit. Yeah,
Play
dude.
this shit.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments down below if you like us introducing all these new things, because it's really fun.
Don't do that.
Do it.
All right, do it.
And as always, Carve Snowboarding is out now on Oculus Quest. Halloween Forever is available right now on the Nintendo eShop. And Curse to Golf is available right now on all the things, and leave us a review on Steam if you like it.
Yeah, and you know what we've never asked anyone to do?
What?
Can you like and subscribe to this shit? Just like once in your life, like put the phone down. No, we've never asked that. We're gonna ask it right now.
And hit the bell.
Don't do that. That's fine. Like, I don't know what that bell does. That sends me in a notification. That's really boring. We're not worth your time that much.
And if you want to spend some more money on us, we also have gear. Just go to theyeti.com/ChewHighLabs. You can get Nasty Labs merch, Whitewater Wipeout, Carved Snowboarding, all the things. Go buy it. You'll look stylish.
Stylish as hell.
And Mark Lentz, where can people find you?
You can
on
find
the
me on
internet?
twitter.com/thehenrydemos. Kinsey Burke, you?
You can find me at Kinzilla, Kinszilla, on all the things, but mostly Twitter and Instagram. And of course, you can follow at Chew High Labs on all the things, but mostly Twitter.
All right.
And YouTube. And as always, huge thank you to the HyperX Podcast Network. And we'll see you guys all later next time. You're legally the best.
Legally the best.
Bye.
Burp. Dude, let it fly, dude.
I got a Red Bull tummy.
Yeah. Put the mic up to your mouth.
No, I'm okay.
No. Fucking pound it out, dude.